Hi, this is TMUA Question of the Day, Day 5 Hints with StopMaths.com and Tobin Payne. So, our first question, which comes under the category of A Level Plus, is a series question. Now, series question is very popular with TMUA. Think to yourself, well, what do I know about series from my A level knowledge? Obviously, you've got geometric and arithmetic, so which is this. And also, what do you typically do in an A level question with the series? You're going to end up needing to find the first term A or the common difference slash common ratio, whether obviously common difference for arithmetic, common ratio for geometric. How many terms are there? Now, the number of terms is often a bit more fiddly than it seems. How many terms are in this? A little trick is to say, well, imagine we were counting at one and we were counting in this case up to n cubed, then there would be n. N cubed. But because we've skipped two out at the start and three out at the end, think about what we do rather than having from 1 to n cubed. Now, you can do this entirely algebraically if you write a and d and n. Or if you can, and it's always worth looking at this, is there a little trick? And with arithmetic series, it's very common to say, well, what does the first and the last add up to? What does the second and the second last add up to? Can we use that as a bit of a hint to help us? And actually, you can do this a lot quicker if you're able to make use of that information I've just mentioned. These ones with speed, they're always quite difficult to do algebraically, I find. They can always be done algebraically. You have to think carefully about what are your variables. Now, clearly, we don't know the length of the tunnel. We do know that the train is a quarter of the way in. So if we sort of say, well, the tunnel is length X, the front of the train is 1/4 of the way into the tunnel. So we can say the train is here, which is going to be x over 4. So we've either got that distance, which the person runs back, or we've got that distance, which the train moves forward. And we know that the person running at 12 miles per hour is going to cover that distance in the same time as the train takes. Now, remember, the train is going a different distance and a different speed. It's the time that's constant. But because we don't know what the value of x is, you can actually just assign a value. So maybe think what value of x would be nice to use here and then do everything in terms of that. Right. This kind of question, we've got 12 cylinders. So there's a lot of calculations to be done here potentially. Now you want the total surface area. Surface area is interesting when you've got things stacked on top of each other because actually when you look directly down, all you're going to see is a circle the size of the biggest circle, so the bottom one. So really what you're looking at is essentially the kind of curved cross-sectional area, so each of these. So think to yourself, how are you going to add these up? There will be a little bit of number crunching here, so just take your working slowly. This is the kind of question that pretty much anyone can do, and it ultimately comes down to whether you're careful enough about your working and you're slow enough and steady. Because if you try and rush a question like this just because it seems easy, you're going to get it wrong. So just if you know you can do it slowly, get it right. But remember, when you look down from the top, all you're going to see is that base circle. Right. These logic ones, I've said this before, I find these really hard. And I have to be really careful. But with these logic questions, you're ultimately looking for contradictions. Now, they've all given different answers. And the ones who have not done their homework were not telling the truth. And those who had done their homework were telling the truth. Now, we've got the answers from 0 to 5. And because everyone's given a different, 0 to 4, 0 to 4. We've got 5 students, but no one said 5. Because everyone's given a different answer, how many people can be telling the truth maximum? And from there, can you figure out which of those answers is possible? Because only one of those answers is not going to lead to a contradiction. Right, I hope this video was useful. As always, feedback appreciated, and you are welcome to ask questions. Thank you.